Okay, everybody. It's probably been a long time for a lot of you, since you last seen me. I've been around. I started a new YouTube channel about building guitars. It's been pretty successful so far. I'm still active. I've had no internet in the garage here for like a month or something like that. It's been really frustrating. I'm having to use like mobile hotspot to upload videos, and it takes forever. I'm about 5 days late. I've had a lot of things happen in my life recently. Pretty big stuff. Good and bad. Mostly bad right now, but maybe some good things. I don't know. Who knows what the future holds, right? We're going to get into this. We're going to find out what I think about this. First of all, let's get this in the absolute highest of quality. Oh my. 4K. Yes, please. I'm editing this footage right now, and I'm seeing that there's a large edge up here. I must have bumped my damn camera, but I literally recorded about an hour's worth of footage. And I don't want to pretend like I'm seeing things for the first time and then like re-record everything. So I'm just going to apologize. I'm sorry. I messed up.
The dynamic handling system has been years in the making, evolving from the dirt rally game.
So I'm a bit confused here. I thought this was a content reveal. So if I'm looking at this correctly, it says dynamic handling. It says season expansion. It says dynamic handling.
The dynamic handling system has been years in the making, evolving from the dirt rally games. It gives players the challenge to master their driving across extreme rally conditions. We still want rally to be accessible to everyone.
So, unless I'm interrupting this too early, and maybe they're going to say it later on, did they mention that the handling of the cars has been changed? Has it been updated? Has it been betterfied? Maybe this is what's going on. Maybe they're treating this as if you're a new user, and this game is now WRC 24 instead of WRC 23. So maybe they're just kind of treating it as a new game to a new user. So maybe they're just kind of referencing that, hey, we made Dirt Rally 2, we made Dirt Rally. This game engine is improved from those games. So maybe it's not necessarily different for the expansion.
To expand what is already one of the most definitive rally experiences, we're introducing two brand new locations. WRC Orling 88th Rally Poland and WRC TET Rally Latvia.
So this expansion only has 2 new locations? It seems a bit minimal to call this WRC 24. Like, this is not a new game. Like, you're still downloading the base game from what I understand, and this is just going to be like a DLC or an add-on pack to it, or, expansion.
Joined by Sebastian Ogier and Kelly Rovenpera in the WRC Rally 1 for an all-star lineup.
It's not really important, but it does kind of bother me that the character models are so lifeless. Do they even blink? I mean, I know, like, when you're racing, you blink less. When you're doing anything that kind of engages your mind, like it stimulates just everything, all your senses, typically you blink less. I understand that. But I don't think I've ever seen the character models blink while they're driving. Let's watch. Let's see if we can spot a blink.
Roster of Elvin Evans and Takamoto.
Like, it doesn't even look like the eyes are actually following. And again, big deal, right? If you're in cockpit view and you're taking this as a serious sim, you're not going to be looking at the character models. But, for the overall presentation, it would be nice to see like some blinking. It'd be nice to see some actual realistic head movement. And write in the comments if you agree with me. It just looks like they're lifeless. Disagree with me in the comments here if you feel differently. But I still feel like this game looks and drives like the cars are in fast motion. If you watch real footage back to back with this game, it looks like the cars have way more grip in this game, and it also looks like the cars are moving faster than they would in real life. It just doesn't look quite right still, but it's not convincing. It doesn't feel convincing when you look at it. And I was hoping that they were going to maybe tweak some of the car handling. So when I saw dynamic handling, I was like, okay, cool. Like, we're going to get some improvements here, but the cars still look like they're not moving quite right.
We're adding the Toyota GR Yaris Rally 2 to the lineup.
The GRERs for the Rally 2 division was the one I was waiting for.
Exhaust, transmission, turbo, and trackside audio have been replicated in-game, giving players the most immersive onboard experience yet.
Okay, so this is good because the audio, while it was great in the car, it seems like they're spending a little bit more time focusing on outside of the car noises too, and then having like the actual cars drive by, and they're going to use that audio for like replays and stuff like that. I assume that I don't know if they did that previously, but it didn't seem like it was well implemented. So hopefully this means that the audio in the replays is going to be a lot more engaging, enthralling.
Favorite WRC2 drivers are all represented in their 2024 color schemes too. Choose from the full WRC2 roster.
These cars in this footage, it could be because this game is replicating like a really long lens, like zoomed in, but these cars in this footage right here looked like they were moving more realistically.
World Rally Championship. Your favorite WRC2 drivers are all represented in their 2024 color schemes too.
Like that didn't look bad.
WRC2 roster, including Hyundai's Timo Sunen and Nicholas Seaman, Skoda's Oliver Solberg and Gus Greensmith.
That looked a little bit wonky.
Nikolai Greisen and Johan Russell.
Like some of this footage is looking pretty decent. Maybe they did make some changes. 2 new content packs. Whoa. Hold on a second. Did you see how large those pigeons were? Look at... What is... Okay. This is a building intended for humans. I believe... Is this a door? And this is like a window right here. You can barely see the door. I think that's a door. These pigeons are as large as a small child. Why are these pigeons... Why are these pigeons so big? This is a human structure, right? This isn't like someone's grave site, like just like one body laying down. You would walk in right here. Look at the car. Look how big this car is. If the car was parked right here, it'd be like this big. And you look up on the roof, and the pigeons are... Maybe the pigeons in this country are gigantic. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. This would have like destroyed something in real life here. Watch this. Watch this.
To experience. Here's a taste of what...
What did he hit? That would have like ripped something off probably. That looked pretty like dastardly. I feel like the car would have at least ripped the front right of the bumper off. Let me play this slow here. Oh yeah, that would fully bottomed out the suspension here. 0 damage to the car. You can't even see like the bottom of the tire anymore. It's like all the way up in there. Yeah, that should have ripped something off. That's a bit upsetting. Questionable choices here, like, why even show going off-road like that if you're not going to show accurate damage? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Still, one of my biggest complaints about this game, I'm going to assume that it has not been changed for the better, that the damage system is very lenient.
And is set to release this winter with more...
That looked really good. The suspension looked like it did some good realistic stuff there, kinda. I don't know what they're doing to manipulate some of these shots, or they're just using like some absolute beast of a PC. I don't know, but I cannot get my car to look this good. The background, yeah, I can. I don't know, because I mean, look at the dirt. The dirt looked really good how it spread out right there too.
And is set.
That looked pretty good. If that is in-game footage, good job, because that looked pretty good there. Let's go ahead and watch this slow here. Yeah, that looks really good. I mean, you could see in real life that would have damaged the bumper a little bit here, or at least this little splitter thingy, because like they're literally in the dirt right here. You can see there's no accurate contact with the ground.
Power Chargers takes players to the Umeå region of Rally Sweden and to the hillsides of EKO Acropolis Rally Greece, with brand new routes to experience in spring 2025. Stay tuned for more information. So that's what's in store.
So these content packs are just kind of like expansions of pre-existing locations from what I'm understanding. They're just like different stages. or slightly altered routes for like historic reasons. It's looking like a really nice expansion though. It's not as much as I was expecting. Like I did expect more stages, more just more locations. Let's see if these people's right here, if these people's heads turn with this car.
Welcome to our deep dive.
Nope. I just saw that right there. Like none of them, you know, it's like the car just goes by. I don't care. Not a big deal, but it is an immersion breaker. And when you have a game that's officially licensed, in my opinion, it should be as accurate to what it represents as possible. And it seems like other games are far ahead of this particular team when it comes to the small details.
We're bringing you brand new locations.
You know what? Those were some pretty nice looking butterflies. Okay, let's compliment them for a second. These are some pretty legit looking butterflies.
We're bringing you brand new locations.
Like, for like a small detail, because we're talking about the small details now. For a small detail, that was pretty impressive. They didn't quite move right, but the fact that you're going to be driving by butterflies at like 100 miles an hour, you know, the fact that they put any kind of real effort into the butterflies is impressive. I'm going to say that.
To expand what is already one of the most definitive rally experiences.
I do very much agree with that statement that it's one of the most expansive rally experiences. You know, it has a great car selection. It's got a lot of locations. I'm a little bit disappointed that they're still doing the chop it up thing, you know, like where they take like 2 really long stages and chop them up. But it's still a lot of miles or kilometers based on where you're from, right? It's a lot of road that they've replicated.
Pet Rally Latvia is brand new for 2024, offering a fresh challenge for real drivers and players.
Again, almost no pop-in. So when it switches camera to the aerial view is what I'm talking about.
Look at this.
Look at the details. Nothing popping in. All this too. Nothing here popping in. Maybe they fixed that issue. Maybe now when you update the game, maybe it's going to make it to where like all this stuff loads before you start the stage, or you know, far enough ahead to where like it won't affect your visuals. Maybe they finally tweaked that to perfection. That's absolutely great if that's going to be the case for everybody and not just like this demonstration.
The 2024 season expansion introduces 5 new cars across the 3 main WRC classes.
Okay, I do want to say, like, I don't know if it's the lighting or the perspective or the camera lens type or whatever, but the cars in the garages and stuff like that, they look like toys. They've ever since this game is released, just something about these cars, like when they're being displayed like this in the garage or in the pit, not the pit area, you know what I'm trying to say, like when it's under a tent and they're working on it and there's mud on stuff, right? The car looks like it's a miniature version of the car. When you look at some of the cars, like in Assetto Corsa, you could be confused, like, okay, is that a real car, or I don't know, is that real or not? These, you look at this and you're like, okay, none of these are real cars. These look like cars out of a video game. This looks pretty convincing. I mean, this sort of blurring effect does not, but this car, the lighting, the reflections, you could almost pass this as a real car until you look at the character model, right? The character model is kind of like the dead giveaway. But if you ignore the character model and you just look at the car, you'd be like, okay, that could be a real car. I don't know. But as soon as you get to the garage area here, look at that.
Introduces 5 new cars.
Absolutely horrible examples of what is it? Can anyone determine what looks wrong about this? Materials just aren't reflecting the light properly. I don't know, but it just does not look convincing to me.
Across the 3 main WRC classes. And
it could just be, again, like this weird blurring that they're doing to make real life look miniature. They use this photography technique, and it's like, why are you using that here? And I know it's like sort of a visual effect. You know, it's maybe a stylistic choice, but in my opinion, it's the wrong stylistic choice, and it does not look good visually.
2023 champions with Thierry Neuville and Oitanic.
I want to see something here. Watch the character models when they make contact with the ground. It's almost like the character models didn't even like, you know, because you can be strapped in as tight as possible in anything, but your face, your clothes, everything still has gravity. Everything still has weight, right? Everything still has mass. It could be the angle of the car, like how it kind of swooped in to the landing, but let's see if we can slow this down and see if we can determine if the character models are actually just almost completely static. Okay, I think I did see the co-driver's head kind of go like that. So maybe I'm wrong about this. Okay, yeah, the co-driver's head did go down, but the driver's head didn't look like it responded the same. Now, keep in mind, when your spine is hunched over, the weight of your head is going to go like this more so than if your neck is straight. Then it's just going to be compressing down, so you might not be able to see it as clearly, but let's see if we can determine if the driver's head compressed the same. So maybe the co-driver has different physics applied to his head because he's kind of looking down. It doesn't look like the driver's head is responding appropriately. It is obscured by like the banner here. Even after the car has made contact with the ground, you should see the driver's head kind of recovering, like trying to get back to its normal position, I feel. Like, so right here, his head should have been kind of like a little bit forward. Even if he had like his head strapped down to something, your head still moves enough. You can still look around, right? So maybe there's a different set of rules for the co-driver's head than the driver's head. And again, like, you're strapped into the car pretty good, right? So, I mean, if you weren't, it'd be probably dangerous for you because you could break some bones against your own seatbelt, probably. This is another thing that kind of upset me about this game. The foliage, besides, I think, like bushes and stuff like that, like the grass is static. The fake wind can still kind of blow it around. I don't think there's actual wind physics. It's programmed in the game to have certain things kind of move and emulate the wind, even though the actual foliage is kind of like stretching in weird ways, right? But the grass and the small bushes still do not respond to the car actually rolling over it. The bushes kind of just go through your vehicle. They're not influenced by the outside of your vehicle. It still has complete freedom to pass through your vehicle's model. I do notice that the tire right here, pretty nicely deforming. That's good to see. But let's see if we can find any examples of any foliage kind of like folding over at the very least, or being influenced by the car, like the displacement of the air. So when these cars are driving by, especially at really fast speeds, they should be like pushing out air from like all directions pretty much. You don't ever see the cars actually influencing the movement of grass, bushes, trees, nothing. So we need to get a static shot to be able to show you what I'm talking about. But you could drive through this tree, for instance, on the side here, and it's not going to like hit the branch and whip the tree around, right? It's just going to say the tree branch is going to go through your car. It's going to whack your co-driver, or it'll make a noise, but it's not going to see like right there. None of these trees, nothing moved. Not a single thing. Everything is completely static. Like these leaves right here, you can see that this car is right next to this tree. Even if you're in a regular car driving by at 40 miles an hour on this road, or 30 miles an hour, you're going to see that these leaves move when you drive by it. So watch, the car is completely past this tree right here. You saw like maybe a little bit of like water droplets on the lens right there, but you didn't see anything actually move. This is funny to see like a person standing on this livery here, because it's like they're just standing like perfectly still while the car is like, whipping through the stage here. It's just funny to see the guy just like with his hands down by his side. It's kind of funny to look at. Look at that. Look at the tire deformation. That's really good tire deformation right there. Watch this outer tire here. Look at that. That looked pretty damn good. Almost exaggerated, but that That was really good. Very impressive. That looks damn good. Man, they really stepped their game up with the graphics this time. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, look at the graphics. Look at the hair texture here. Amazing. They got zip ties, like the details. Oh my gosh, the grass? Never been greener. Oh man, the skybox. Look at the skybox. Pretty. Oh wow, look at that. Okay, now watch when this tire fully locks up here. Like he's hitting the handbrake or something. It's almost like the rocks in the road actually had influence. I think my head's in the way. Oh shit. Okay, watch the bottom of this back right tire. You can't really. It's hard to point it out, but there was a point like where it kind of like dipped in more, and it wasn't just like one level. It looked dynamic, like the tire actually compressed more, like it was actually physically based. Yeah, okay, that's pretty impressive. Good job, Codemasters. Good job, EA, for letting Codemasters do that. Yeah, I do want to make another point here. I've said this in the past, but I want to show you, when you play the videos at 0.75 speed, a lot of times the cars look like they handle more realistically. Not when they're in the air, because it looks like there's like too much hang time, but this to me looks a little bit more believable in terms of how the cars move. You know, because these cars still, like, they're lightweight, yeah, but there's still significant amount of weight being thrown around. What I'm talking about is the exterior shots when the cars are doing like drive-bys. When the cars are doing drive-bys, like that looks a little bit more realistic to me than full speed. So here's full speed. This looks like slightly fast motion to me. Look at that. Like it's almost like they literally sped up the game engine. You know, I wonder if that's something, right? Like, what if they slowed down the entire game, except for like maybe like when the car's in the air, like keep that the same speed. But I wonder if it'd be possible to slow down the game, and then maybe because the cars are moving slower in general, and because maybe the physics engine isn't like overworking, could they optimize the game better to where there was less frame skipping and more stability overall for the game? I wonder. I don't know. So that was my look at the deep dive of this content reveal. Yeah, overall, it looks like it's going to be a good addition to the game. Hopefully, this update will bring, you know, more optimizations, more fixes. This game just continues to get better and better. This is one of, if not the best, offerings for Rally currently. You know, it's the most fully featured. You know, even with all of its little quirks and all the things that I absolutely hate about the game, it's still one of the best Rally experiences you can get. As much as I'm disappointed by certain aspects of the game, you know, it's still a lot of fun. I can recommend it to any person that likes racing games, but I can especially recommend it to people that do like Rally content in general. Have a good day. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.